Welcome to the first 50% of the Number Hub two-part series on how big is a trillion. Today on Number Hub, I'm going to show you how to count to a trillion on your fingers. Now, a trillion is a ridiculously big number. It's bigger than a million. It's about a million times bigger than a million. It's bigger than a billion, which is normally the biggest number people will use. Unfortunately, because some governments now have debt in the trillions, it's a number people are talking about in normal conversation. In fact, I was once asked to go onto the news to explain just how big a trillion is. So they basically said, and here's Matt to explain how big a trillion is. I just came on and went, it's massive. And it is, to be fair. As humans, we're generally okay with numbers we can count on our fingers. So anything up to 10, because you can count to 10 on your fingers. You start over here with 1, 2, 3, all the way down. You lift up all 10 fingers and you get to 10. Although, technically, you've also got 0. So in fact, you can count 11 numbers on your fingers. You've got 0, possibly the most threatening of all the number counting hand gestures, and then you work your way up through 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10. That's not the best option. We can do an awful lot better. This system requires we always keep the fingers up, but what happens if we put them back down again? It gives us a lot more options. That can be 1. You can then go racing on to 2. That works quite nicely. And then you've got 3, which is 1 and 2. And then you go to 4, which is even a bit more threatening than 0. Then you've got 5, which is your 4 and your 1. You've then got 6, 7, 8 gets mildly tricky. There's 8, and then 9, and then 10, and then 11, and then the quite delightful 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I've only just got to my little finger. I've hit my pinky and I've already managed to count to 16. If I carry on across all 10 fingers, I'll be able to count from 0 to 1023. That's over 1,000 just on your fingers. A trillion, though, is still a long way off. We've only got 1/billionth of the way. However, we can mix it up a bit. So instead of the finger being down and then up, we could have down, halfway up, up, which gives us 3 options. And if you work your way through all your fingers, each one having 3 positions it can be in, you start from 0 and you can count all the way up to 59,048. It's not bad, still not a trillion. If you allow 4 positions, so let's say each finger has up, it's then got down, up, half down, down without touching your palm, down, touching the palm. Okay, so that's now 4 options. If you run all 4 of those options across your fingers, you get all the way to 1,048,575. That's not bad. And effectively, you're counting in base 4, because you've got, this is the units finger, you've then got the 4's finger, then the 16's finger, and you work your way all the way around, the 64's finger, the 256 finger, so on. Now, a trillion is going to take a bit more work. So to do a trillion, well, to get to a billion, you need to be able to put your fingers into 8 different positions. So bear with me here. You start with the finger down, not touching the palm, the finger down, touching the palm, the finger diagonally down, the finger half diagonally down, the finger diagonally up, the finger half diagonally up, the finger directly up, the finger half directly up. And those 8 options, you can work your way across all your fingers and you'll eventually count to around about 1,073,741,823. Not bad. To get to a trillion, each finger is going to need 16 positions. This is getting a little bit ridiculous, but technically, if you could position each of your fingers into 16 unique positions and you count your way across, just these 10 fingers will allow you to count to approximately 1,099,511,627,775. That's exceeding our target of a trillion by over 99 billion. That's not bad, and that is a ridiculously big number, but technically you could do that on your fingers. So when I was asked to represent how big a trillion is by the news, not only did I answer quickly and efficiently, but unbeknownst to them, I replied immediately in hexadecimal.